Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking more about how we are going to be moving forward and pivoting our businesses, teaching online, and solutions in this during this crazy time. I've been talking a lot about how to go into business for yourself, how to find your own ESL students. And so there's a lot, we have a lot of solutions that are at our fingertips. So I've been trying to talk and encourage people. And while I was looking around and doing some research, I ran across a video of another YouTube channel of a teacher who has been in the same boat as a lot of us, who her life was very changed as a result of all the things that are going on in China and the companies being shut down or weeded out and all of that. And this video just kind of blew my mind because of what she was able to accomplish in such a short period of time. So I had to invite her on my channel. I invited her and she accepted so she could talk about just her strategy and what she was able to do with gaining her own ESL students and with being able to teach on Outschool with students, ESL students too. So it's twofold thing. Like if you don't already teach on Outschool, then she could just help you with tips on how to find your own ESL students for yourself and teach wherever. But if you're thinking about teaching ESL on Outschool, then she's got some tips for us with that too. So this is Erica from It's Erica. Here, I'm going to add her now. Yeah. Hi, Erica.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. You have your channel. It's called It's Erica, right? The YouTube channel.
Right.
It's Erica.
Yes. It's
Yep.
Eric.
So, yeah, I encourage people to check her out there. She's got some good information there for ESL teachers, and you can see the original video that she's going to tell us some of those tips from the video here on this channel, but you can see the original on her channel. So,
Right. Go to It's Erica.
yes. So, thank you for coming, Erica. I really appreciate you being here.
No problem. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Very good, very good. So Erica, first, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with teaching online?
So my name is Erica Berry Cherry. I basically got started teaching online back in 2016 after I graduated with my master's degree from the Grambling State University.
Woohoo!
And
Oh,
so
I actually went to Howard, so
Oh, my husband went to Howard. Actually, Howard is the
oh,
reason why I actually did get started.
oh,
So,
funny. Okay. So good to know. So that's where you start. That's where you were educated at Grambling. All right.
yes. So, my family relocated from Louisiana to Washington, D.C., because my husband got accepted into Howard Law School. And yeah, so during the process of me looking for a teaching job, I couldn't find a teaching job in that area, which was very surprising because in the DMV area, they're always searching for teachers, certified or not. I just couldn't find a teaching job. I couldn't land one, and um, and I was just searching for a work from home job, teaching from home, and I came across a VIP kid on Indeed, and I did my research, and I came across Nancy Taylor's video about VIP kids. So I applied and I've been a VIP kid ever since then. It really helped us through my husband's through law school, it helped us through that, through that period of our life. And
Mm-hmm.
and then we end up I took a break from ESL because we ended up moving to New Jersey once he graduated from law school. We welcomed a COVID baby. And after we had the baby, I went back into ESL. And that's when I've also discovered Outschool during that
Okay.
time. Because at that time, I was just so disappointed with VIP Kid because I had taken so many months off of VIP Kid. And when I returned, I realized whoa, there's a huge pay cut. They took away the milestone. I've been referring so many teachers to Outschool. That was a hurt to me. I probably lost a few $1,000s a month just from them taking those referral programs away, from them just reducing the pay. There's no more raise. So that was very disappointing. And then that's how I came across Outschool, because us ESL teachers, us online teachers, we flock with the wind. we were searching, we were looking for other opportunities online, and that's how I came across Outschool.
Yeah. And just in the right time, right? It's like when Outschool was booming and growing, and it was really, really good. So okay, so now you're teaching with Outschool, and
Yes.
So you at first you weren't always doing ESL, right? Is that what I understand? Like you were?
Yeah, at first it was just ESL. And then now it's just Outschool now.
But when you were on Outschool, so when you started on Outschool, what did you begin teaching at first on Outschool?
So actually I began teaching, I tried to do a few ESL classes, but I wasn't getting anything with that. And I'm not sure how Outschool was like promoting the classes. But then I transitioned to doing online preschool. And that did very, very well. I was actually extremely surprised how well that has done for me. I was like, whoa. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, I cannot go back to VIP Kid, although I still have a contract with them. I haven't taught with VIP Kid ever since probably a year now. I haven't taught with VIP Kid.
Yeah. Once I started teaching with Outschool, I was like, I'm like you. I was like, I'm really sold on Outschool. I did want to do a few classes I'm with Bling ABC, so I still stuck with them and did, because they do offer some really nice pay there for the time being. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but and plus I just believe like we just need to have like more diversified. We need to have more opportunities just in case. As you see. So I was, I'm doing Outschool, but and I did start with ESL, like trying to promote an ESL class in Outschool, but it didn't really go anywhere, and I didn't really stick with it too long. But I probably, if I stuck with it, maybe I could have got it going more. But then I found what really did work for me on Outschool. So that's in the past. So now what I want to talk about now is, because we'll talk more about Outschool and how to like increase those students on Outschool. But what I want to talk about first is just like, after you decided that you wanted to start looking for your own students, how did you go about doing that? How did you find your students to come to Outschool?
So when I first started with Outschool, I think I was lucky in a way where I just received the first 5 students within the first few hours. It was because the payment was the cost of the class was so low. And then once I realized that, once I knew what I can offer to the family, my price went skyrocket. I'm able to create my own classes, create my own price, and I'm having to do a little more legwork, like do the curriculum. I'm having to provide paperwork for the parents, not paperwork, but worksheets for the parents. So my price went up, and then I did see a decrease in that. And so basically what I really did was I found what worked for me, and what really worked for me was sitting all night. I'm up all night anyways, watching TV, putting my baby to sleep. So why not just join a whole bunch of homeschooling groups, a whole bunch of parenting groups, mommy and me groups on Facebook. And every time a parent asked a question, oh, I'm looking for this homeschool for my kid, bloop, 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 I go to my notes, I copy my class, and I post it into their notes, and I offer like a very, very small discount. And I also ask parents, if you try this class one time for free, you can also get a $10 discount from the class. So just me like posting it on Facebook and joining, like I'm probably part of maybe 50 different Facebook groups, and majority of my students come from those Facebook groups. And that's just me that's just like me right before bed, just posting and just going through Facebook and just seeing what parents are asking for and just meeting their needs.
So you are out there promoting your own classes. And I do hear a lot of people ask the question, like, should I go and advertise my class? Is it necessary for me to advertise my class? And, other people will say, well, not really, because Outschool will do it for you. But, I mean, and they
Yes,
do, and so, and for some classes it does really work. But
it does.
you went out and you went to Facebook groups, and I'm saying this could be done not just for Facebook. This could be done for, I mean, not for Facebook, but for Outschool. But this could also be done if for a teacher who just wants to start their own business. Like you could go
Exactly.
to these Facebook groups and you can advertise, and if you have a website, you could say, I want to, I'm offering classes, come visit my website, and you can offer your website link, and you could do it that way. But it's about us getting out there, and we've got to promote ourselves on social media, because I
Exactly.
did similar steps when I first started, teaching online, and then I was starting my YouTube channel. I did try to do some of that,
Mhm.
just to see what people's needs were. Like, what were people
Right.
talking about? What do they need? And so that's how you find out what they want, what their needs are, and then you can offer what you have to them as a service, and then when you have the discount, you add the
Right.
discount in there. That's even nice, then they would want you even more nice, so they can
Right.
help people. So I'm
You're
sorry.
absolutely
So
right. So the thing is that even though our schools say they're going to advertise your business, in reality, no one is going to advertise your business as well as you can. You know your business, you know what your target is, and you know every aspect of your business. So that's why for me it was just too important for me just to sit back and go straight to sleep at night. I'm like, I'm already laying in the dark. I'm probably gonna be playing on social media, especially Instagram, because I love Instagram, or maybe TikTok. So that's why I was like, let me use that time right there to market my business. So it didn't take any time
Mhm.
away from what I was already doing. I didn't have to set a time for it or anything. It was just, I was already going to be on my phone. So why not use my phone for that reason?
Right, right. And connect with people on Facebook or Instagram and just tell them. So when you're on Instagram, are you also trying to promote on Instagram too? Your
Not
Okay.
Not so much. I really don't use Instagram for my classes. I use it more so for my YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that'll help funnel them over to YouTube, and then you can help
Mhm.
people over there. So,
Right.
okay. So I just want to take a little bit of a break and recognize there's some people who are joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. I see Denisha. Thank you, Denisha. And hi, James. And hi, Jerica from Louisiana. My husband's from Louisiana. And
Oh,
yeah, I'm in Chicago, but and we live in Chicago, but he's from Louisiana, and we met at Howard.
oh wow. My husband is from San
Yeah.
Diego. We met at Grambling.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, yeah, we have that in common. And then there's Pressed by Ace and Marja. Thank you for coming, and Eileen. So hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you. If you have any questions for Erica, please, leave them. Leave a comment, and we will try to answer your question. So yeah, so one thing about going on Facebook, though, because actually when I was trying to do this for tutoring in the beginning, I did notice that some Facebook groups that you go into, it's like they don't want you to just like advertise or put a post up saying that you are offering a service. So it's like you got to be careful about that, right? Did you run into any of
Right.
that?
Right. I have ran into that several times. I was actually just talking to my sister about this. I was just so upset, and I was like, I can't believe this. I was just running off at the mouth. But then I actually found a way to do it. So if a parent is, so I don't post my business in Facebook. I only respond to what is being asked. I don't
Hmm.
post in the groups because then they're going to abandon me, and then I won't have access to my target audience that I'm trying to market. So I
Hmm.
just only respond. If a parent asks, oh, I'm just answering a question. And that's going to be
Hmm.
my class description is going to be posted there. So it's a lot easier than just having to go through the approval process, because sometimes for the groups that do allow you to post, they don't approve your classes, not your class, your post until a month later. It's like, I don't need my class to be my post to be approved anymore. So I go
Right,
straight
right.
through the comments. I just strictly focus
Hmm.
on just the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really smart, really smart. And yeah, there's a lot right there. It's like somebody will post something, and then all the people who have that same desire, or the same need that needs to be met, they're right there. They're looking at that post. So if you're posting
Right.
right on that post, everyone's going to see like what you're offering right there. So
Right.
it's a really good strategy. So tell me again, maybe you mentioned this, but I'm going to ask you again. When did you first start doing that with Facebook?
I actually started that. So I actually started doing this whenever I became an organization, and that was
Mm-hmm.
back in April of this year. So
Okay.
all last year, I didn't focus so hard on promotion. But once January hit, I made a goal. I was going to set the ground and I was going to run, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my goal, my New Year's resolution was to up in my game in advertising my business.
Mm-hmm. So when you first started doing it, how quickly did you get some students from just doing that?
When I first started doing it, I actually started my I think because once I started a new round of classes because my classes are mostly semester classes during the school
Mm-hmm.
year. So I think I am within doing that. I think I had one family enrolled two students, and then they also brought on three other families with them. So it was
Okay.
like word of mouth because I did put in there if you tell another family one of your kids can enroll for free, and it wasn't a huge impact to my pockets or to my income because my classes are pretty high.
Right, right. And it's ongoing too. So it's like
Yes.
if you give them a little bit of discount at the beginning, you'll
Hmm.
next week you'll get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I didn't
So
start doing that until January.
okay, okay. So now then I also heard you talk about WeChat too. And
Hmm.
were you using WeChat for the Outschool classes also, to get some students for Outschool classes
So
also?
I was using WeChat whenever I was with VIP Kid, and whenever I used it for VIP Kid, there was a few times I was warned not to tell parents about my WeChat. We weren't allowed to do that, but I just kept going, and I've never heard anything back from them. I think they were like,
Really?
she's going to do whatever she's going to do. So,
Wow, I'm
so
surprised that they just yeah, they wanted you to keep teaching, so they didn't wanna, like, ban you from VIP Kid, but and there's so many
right,
teachers who do it. I know a lot of teachers do it. Yeah,
right. A lot of
so
teachers actually do it. So
they'd have to cancel or fire a lot of teachers if they decided to have a strict policy on that, so
right. So I didn't
mhm.
start doing it. I really didn't start doing it until I seen other teachers doing it. Like, and they were like, and I'm like, wait, so I'm gonna do it too now.
Yeah.
So because like, at first I stopped, and then I just kept doing it once I seen other people were doing it, and then so I just like once I because wait, I did do VIP Kid for the full month of June last year, and that was me saying, okay, I'm going to try to get some of these parents to come on over to my classes on Outschool, and then it didn't work. But believe it or not, some of those parents that I gave my WeChat to, that's not with VIP Kid because of the ban in China. They are now circling back to my classes on VIP Kid. So
Oh,
at first they were like, no, we're good, and now they're coming on over to the good side.
goodness. Right. So you built up your student or parent base on WeChat, right? And
Right.
so from those parents, are you able to bring them over to Outschool? Like, have you made them your private students now?
Yes. Yes. So I've
Okay.
actually um so yeah, it's basically like that. So they asked me if I can send them the link to Outschool, and they use my referral code. My daughter gets a $20 for her classes for free. Because
Mhm.
so and
Mhm.
so I'm giving them all the referral codes. So I'm closing all ends where I'm teaching their kids. They're using my referral code as a parent. So there's just and then they're enrolling in the classes.
So you're getting free classes for your kids, and you're getting to get
Right.
to their classes. So nice. You're saving and you're making. I can't ask for more than that. I don't have young kids right now to be able to benefit from that credit, but I wish I did, and I'm glad for those who do have the kids who are able to benefit from it. Okay, so James has a question. He says, I'm just starting out. I got a lot of interest. Here, maybe I could do this. Okay. I
Okay.
got a lot of interest from interest from China. Do you guys do the class without being paid first? So like a trial lesson, I think he's asking. Do you ever do trial lessons um, without offering or charging the student? And I don't know if this would apply to you because you've only done classes on Outschool. You've never done classes independently.
Right.
So I could actually answer that question and say, I have done trial lessons with people not in China, but the trial lessons that when I did them, they I felt like people were just trying to get a free lesson. They didn't necessarily want to follow through. And this is when I was doing some ads on Facebook, and I was just getting people who just wanted to like talk to me, and they wanted to keep in touch, like maybe through messaging and like practice that way. But I didn't feel like the paying parents or students really wanted to do a trial lesson. Like the ones who really are serious, they'll pay for the first lesson.
Right.
So I
And
just say,
you know, I want to piggyback on that. So in my last video, I said that these parents that are already with VIP Kid or with any other ESL company, they've already paid a huge amount of money for their kids just to take 25 minutes lesson. Do not sell yourself short just because you're with a different company. If the parents absolutely want you, and if you are as good as you believe to be, keep your classes at a very decent cost to where you're going to make money, especially on Outschool, because they do take 30%. Do not lowball yourself, because there's so many teachers on Outschool now that are offering classes for $5 for 25 minutes with just one student in the class. And it's like, you can do that. I'm not going to do that. But it's just like now you're starting to shortchange yourself. And most parents, they're probably wondering, why is this class so low? Why is this class price is not as high as someone else's?
right,
Because
like you're not getting a quality class.
Exactly. So I wouldn't lowball myself just because I'm trying to get students.
Yeah. Now I will say that at the beginning when I first started on Outschool, because I was kind of new to it and unsure about things, and because I wanted to kind of get a few parents to follow me and get some
Right.
like reviews and stuff, I did price low just so I can get some students, and then I raised my prices after I
Exactly.
got those students. So it was kind of like to lure them in, and then I raised my prices. Now if I was doing this independently, I would say that I would maybe start as an introductory price. You can get X amount of classes as an introductory price, and then raise the prices after that. But
Right.
charge something. Charge something.
Right.
It makes people accountable. It does. And if you're going into business for yourself, charge in a package. Like, don't do it individual lessons. Do like 4 lessons for X
Right.
amount of dollars. It makes it easier for bookkeeping too. So Denisha asks, is 30 per class too high? I wonder if you mean 30 per like a 25-minute class or 60-minute class. What do you think? Is 30
I
too high?
personally don't think, if you're doing a 25-minute class or a 30-minute class, like a one-on-one tutoring, that's not too high. You're paying, what you're doing is you're trying to make up for the price that you would have had multiple students in the class, but you only have one student in the class. That's your filler class.
Yeah. On Outschool, like I started out with $30. Like I was charging $30 for a one-on-one class on Outschool, and then they took 30% of that. So it was kind of low, but it's still better than the rates I was getting paid for ESL classes.
Right.
But now I'm charging on Outschool $40 for a 30-minute or 25-minute class. So, and then they take their 30% still, but I still am left with a nice chunk.
Yeah.
So she said 25 minutes for one student. Yes, 25 minutes, $30 for a lesson. Yes, especially for the families who are in China, because those families, they're used to
paying high.
Yeah, they are. But it just depends on who you're targeting. Like I know, like if you're just putting yourself out there, some countries cannot afford the $30 per class, so it does, you kind of have to keep that in consideration too.
Right.
So yeah.
So like what you can do is you can always keep your prices set in your class description. You can always put a disclosure. If price is an issue, send me a message and you guys can work the price out. Also, another idea what you guys can do is you can refer them to outschool.org, where they can apply for a scholarship, and Outschool will give them $300 going towards the classes that they want to take.
Oh,
and
didn't know that.
Yeah, so I actually discovered this, I think 2 days ago, and I've done it with 3 people already, and they've all enrolled into my semester classes.
Okay.
I was like, that's another marketing strategy right there.
Yeah, that is really good, really good. Okay, so now I have a couple more questions about Outschool, and trying to build your students, because I mean you've talked about how you found your own students, but then when you were creating your class, you had some good tips on how to create a class that will really draw students in organically through Outschool.
Right.
So can you talk about that a little bit?
So as far as ESL students, do you want to talk about that one?
ESL students. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the ESL students, what I found to work, hold on, let me backtrack. Okay, so I was searching for a class for my daughter one time, and randomly, I don't know what I typed in, and I think I somehow just typed in, I think it was American Girl or American Girl doll, and then this other class popped up. It was the only class that popped up, and I was like, this is not even American Doll class. But so I went and I was like digging, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and find out what's going on here. But the teacher had American Doll in her description. And I said, oh, that might be why the class is popping up. And then so I went on back, and I went to my ESL classes, and I wrote all of the ESL companies as much as I can think of, as much as possible. I wrote them into my description. And then I went back and I logged out of my my Outschool, refreshed or whatever I had to do, and I logged back in, logged into the parent portal, and I searched for a VIP kid. My class popped up. And it was because my description had all the ESL companies in there. So, and I know for sure parents are searching for companies that are like the companies that they've already been with. I think, I don't know if you were with Outschool, when Outschool was having their huge bang, whenever Nancy Taylor had did a video, and they used to send out like, so they used to send out these like hot topic searches, or the most searched topics, and it was a Nancy Taylor topic.
Oh, you're talking about through Outschool? They would send out topics through Outschool for what
so
Outschool looking for.
Yeah, so Outschool is like parents are searching. This was the most searched.
Are you serious? I would look at that video sometime, or the email sometime, and I would see the topics. I don't always look at it, because I don't always need to. But I didn't realize that they put her on
so
there.
Nancy Taylor, so Nancy Taylor's name was in there. And then it was another one that it was like VIP Kid was also in there as well. And I was like, so I was able to like, oh, okay. So if they're searched for VIP Kid way back when VIP Kid was booming, or when GoGo Kid was booming, imagine what they're going to do now. They're going to search for those companies here. So that would draw a lot of my students to me, the ESL students wise.
Yeah, because people have been asking, like, how are ESL classes popular on Outschool? How can I promote them? And honestly, at first, I don't know why, but my class, ESL class, did not do well, and that kind of I just decided not to promote to go through with it. I changed my niche, and
we did the same thing.
Yeah, I pivoted and figured out something else to do, and now I think that these are going to be really popular. Like your class is doing well. I think other classes are going to do really well on Outschool, and I hear that. I can't find for myself. I can't read it for myself, but I've heard other teachers say that Outschool is starting to target like Korean students and other countries that are going to want these classes. So it'll be really good.
So prior to the ban in China, Outschool, probably like starting back in April, Outschool has sent out an email saying that they're going to promote to those countries like Korea, Japan, that they were going to start promoting to those companies. But I didn't think much of it. I just bypassed it.
So you
And
saw the email. You saw
yes,
it.
I actually saw the email. And I remember texting it to my twin sister. I said, girl, get on Outschool now and create those ESL classes. I remember telling her that, and she's like, oh, okay. And she has had a few classes way back when that email was sent out. And I think Outschool obviously knew something that we didn't know about the ban coming. So now they're definitely promoting those classes. And then they also sent out an email last week. What are the hot classes? And ESL was on there as well.
Okay.
And they gave us the times and everything, what time we should schedule those classes. So yeah, those emails are very useful, people.
I'm sorry. I get so many emails from Outschool just because they're really good at letting you know about like when your classes are starting or when somebody signed up. So I get like a ton of emails each day from Outschool. So some of them get missed. Like, information like that sometimes gets missed. But yeah, so you put those target words, like you put in the companies in your description, and that helped for you to be searched. Did you put them in the title at all, or just in the description?
No, I did not put them in the title. I actually put them in the description, just the description.
Okay. So as far as like creating your class, are there any other tips that you would, suggest for teachers when they're creating a class for ESL?
So, when creating a class for ESL, Outschool, they go back and forth. You do have to go through the approval process. And we all know as Outschool teachers, the approval process can be a pain. 1 minute, this is okay. 1 minute, oh, I did the same exact thing for this class, and now they're sending it back to me. So my only advice for that will be just do what you have to do to get through the approval process, and just go back and put in what works for you. Just make sure you're following the guidelines. Make sure you're not putting anything that's not supposed to be in there. Just put what you have to put to get through the approval process.
Right.
I've always told my referrals that just get through the approval process. You don't want to go back and forth with the approval person. You don't want to cause a headache, because the approval process is already a headache.
So get past that. And then I even tell people, like, once you get past and you get hired, then you can offer more classes. Like you can teach ESL, you can teach whatever you want, but don't muddy the waters and make it, confusing for the hiring people. Just focus on one niche, and then after that you can teach whatever you want, as long as the class is approved, right? As long as the class is approved. So get through the approval process, and then when you're creating an ESL class, like, I mean, you in the description to be found, you should put those companies. Yeah. And okay, well, here's a question. How about when you're teaching, do you have any suggestions on what type of material that you would use to teach in your class? Like, do you have like a website that you use, or do you create your own material? What do you do?
I actually create my own material. So what I've done, I mean, I've been with VIP Kid for so long. I've probably taught almost every lesson possible with VIP Kid, from the trial classes to the reading levels classes. So what I really did was I just used my knowledge from VIP Kid, and I just put all those classes together. I did a lot of YouTube research, and I just put all those classes together. I've also spoke to a friend of mine who teaches ESOL in the class at the school district, and we just work together and we just put everything together. I did use Canva, and I used Boomcard, and I used Nearpod, because it's all interactive. And if you guys, being that they're transitioning from a company that's very, very interactive with the song, they transition from something very fancy. Okay.
Right.
So exactly. I'm trying to keep up with that. And we know ESL parents, they can be very cruel with comments, with the reviews. So
yeah.
I'm trying to stay up with the pace. I'm trying to keep up with them. So I use Nearpod. I've tried Peer Deck. I really love Boomcard, and the students absolutely love Boomcard. And I use Canva to create my slides.
Okay. So I have not used Boomcard yet. That is something that I got to get on. I got to get on Boomcard. I do Google Slides, and I animate them, and I do use Canva, and I have approval to use this website that I've actually bought a subscription to. So I use that in order to, play games and do animated stuff in my classroom. But I need to learn how to do Boom Card. That's my next project, Boom Card.
I love it.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I've seen it used, but I haven't actually used it. So, all right. Well, Miss Erica, I really appreciate you sharing all these tips. I want to, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do want to give you just a chance to just say whatever you want to the teachers, if you have any last tips that you wanted to share that we didn't talk about, anything.
So I just want to share that I know that there's a lot of teachers that are switching over to Outschool, and there's so many teachers that don't want to create their own curriculum, and so there's an opportunity for you guys to join an organization on Outschool. And you're probably wondering what's an organization. An organization is actually a company that would hire you on as their teachers, and they'll pay you to teach their curriculum. You just have to go ahead and search out some of those companies. There's actually a Facebook group that where it connects the teachers and the organizations together. And some organizations require you to create your curriculums, and some organizations don't require you. And some of them hire you as employees, where others hire you as independent contractors. So I just want to throw that out there, because there's so many teachers that's looking for another opportunity and just don't want to create their own curriculum. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Outschool allows you to have that option too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't realize that, you could join up with them and then they could give you curriculum to teach. I didn't realize that.
Right.
So that's really good. That's really good. And I see you have your shirt on, your T-shirt, the Teacherpreneur 101.
Yeah. Go join the Facebook group.
Yes, your Facebook group has been very inspiring for me recently. I just found it, so I'm loving the posts.
And thank you.
Yeah, thank you for starting it up. And for anybody who's looking for a Teacherpreneur 101 Facebook group, please check hers out. And again, check out her channel. It's Erica with a K.
Yes.
I think somewhere I put it with a C. I was like, oh no, I gotta change that. It's with a K. And okay, so Denisha has one last question. Boom Card. Boom Card. Do you want to explain a little bit about Boom Card, just so for people who don't know?
Boom Card is an interactive platform where you can create lessons on it, or you can purchase a lesson. There's also free lessons on there. You can assign it to your students. So you would create a classroom for your students. And I think it's $50 for the entire year. So you have access to all the cool things that they have to offer. You can create a classroom, and you can assign your students in the classroom, and it will create a username, a password for the students. And that's one of the ways that I do assessments in my classes, because I'm doing core classes. I just assign a Boom Card, and the students are able to do their assessments on there. They can drag, drop, they can write on the screen, they can slide, anything imaginable they can do. And you can download the app. There's so many useful things for Boom Card.
Yeah, I really got to learn more about, because as you're talking, I'm like, what? I thought you had to create your own Boom Card.
No, so you actually can create your own Boom Card, and I've created some of my own Boom Card, and I've also purchased others as well.
Okay, so you're purchasing others, and where do you go to their website to purchase them, or do you go other places?
No, you go to your website, and yes, you go to their website. I actually found Boom Card because a teacher on Teacher Paid Teacher was selling her interactive lessons, and I purchased it, and I was like, oh, I don't even have the item. And then I got an email, please go into Boom Card, create an account, and the item was there for me.
Okay. Yeah, I've actually purchased it on Teachers Paid Teachers. I was going to say TPT. Teachers Paid Teachers too. And there's a lot of teachers who have Boom Cards that they offer on Teachers Paid Teachers. So that's why I thought that you had to, everyone had to create their own, then you can sell them. But I didn't realize that Boom Card had maybe a marketplace where you can go and see what other people are offering. So, but definitely, if you want to find other people's, you can definitely go to Teachers Paid Teachers too. I'm sure that they would love you for supporting them and the Boom Cards that they've made. So, but then if you're going to use them for something like Outschool, I think you have to get permission.
Yes, you do have to get permission. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a
because
lot
I've
easier
actually
just to create your own.
yeah, or you can create your own because I did find some a lot of teachers on Teachers Pay Teachers will let you use their
Mm-hmm.
material for Outschool or for other reasons, but you do have so not everyone wants their material used in your Outschool class, so
Right.
gotta be careful. So, all right, well, Erica, thank you again. Appreciate your
You're
time,
welcome.
and thank you everyone for joining us. And yeah, I've learned a lot. I hope other people have learned a lot about how to find some ESL students for teaching on Outschool, and for also for joining organizations on Outschool too. So,
I hope so
all
too.
right. What'd you
Thank
say?
you
I'm
for
sorry.
having me. Oh, I said I hope so too. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you for your time. All right, Erica, and
Bye
everyone, take
bye.
care. Bye.